What's up, guys and gals? I'm sure there's some gals out there. All right. What's up, guys and gals? So tonight I am streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully that won't create any problems for us. But so far, so good. Let's see. I need the chat. I can't see the chat. So we got a new chat that integrates Twitch and YouTube, and it seems to be working. Though I do not like those heart icons. Yeah, I have to figure out how to change that. So I'm gonna do quick. See if Twitch is connected. Okay, so that's working. Twitch. It's Twitch TV / just HackHappy. I think I spelled that right. All right, what's going on? Technically minded. Yeah, I really don't like this chat message or this console, but I'll make do for now. I'll come up with something better later. Okay, so I thought we'd fool around with just some different stuff tonight. Just kind of want to goof off tonight. So we're going to fool around. We were talking in the Discord chat earlier about reverse engineering and things of that nature. And I was basically explaining that I'm more of a source code analysis kind of guy, because I've been programming for years, so I always want to get to the source. Now I have done binary editing, or not editing, but debugging, reverse engineering, whatever you want to call it, but it's been a long time. I mean, a long time, probably more than 10 years ago, and then even then it was purely Linux. So let's see what's going on in the chat room real quick. So where's everybody from? I always like hearing where you guys are from, so let me know. Let's see, we got Benji, 18 Rabbit, we got Jack, Eddie, Technically Minded. Technically Minded, that seems like a new name. If you're not new, apologies. If you are new, welcome. Let's see, we are Anonymous. Awesome, what's up, dude? That's all good, Eddie. Let's see, the land down under, right on. So yeah. So it's been a long time since I've done any sort of reverse engineering of binaries. And I think that's really what Jack was, that's what Jack was was hoping I could do some videos on. But my knowledge is not current, so that would be something I would need to freshen up my skills on. But I felt like it'd probably be cool to just show an example of decompiling a binary into the source code. Now this doesn't work in all situations, but it can work. It just depends. You need to understand, determine what the program was coded in, and to figure out how easy is it going to be to decompile it. Right on. Just so you know, generally we're doing like capture the flag type stuff, more directly hacking, though tonight I'm going to start out with just more of some source code type stuff, And then a little bit later on in the stream, depending how it goes, I'll probably jump into one of the capture the flag boxes and play with that for a little bit. But that's generally what I'm doing on the live streams, is capture the flag stuff. So anyways, the .NET framework is easily decompiled. It's a just-in-time. So actually, to properly show you this, let's see. Now I still got my session open from last night, so let's just open up a new session. So yeah, the .NET framework is easily decompiled, and it's a very popular framework. It's tons of software is written in the .NET library. So it's a good target to decompile because there's really a lot of software out there. So there's a lot of tools that you can download to decompile .NET libraries or code binaries. Benji, you rock, dude. God, I don't know, man. I need to do something. Don't know what the heck to do. Hey, I was wondering, does that show up in the in our new chat? I don't know if that shows up in the new chat. It doesn't look like it does, but it shows up on the screen, so that's awesome. I appreciate that, man. You rock. And I need to, like, I don't know, man. I need to do something awesome for you. You're definitely my top supporter. So that little thing worked. Yeah, and I'm actually, guys, just so you know, all you guys are awesome and supporting me. I'm working on a new overlay for the screen, and yeah, so I'll be able to give you notice on there because I do greatly appreciate you guys supporting the channel. All right, so let's get back to this. So there's a lot of tools out there that you can use to decompile binaries for the .NET library. I've generally kind of leaned towards the Telerik tool, and it's called just Decompile, I think. Yeah. It's funny. Yes, the bot is harassing you. Yeah, I want you guys to chat on the live chat when I'm live streaming. It's a lot easier for me to stay engaged in the conversation with you guys. So, yeah, so I have generally leaned towards the Telerik just Decompile. It's not the only one out there, and you do have to create an account with them. It's free, and you can just, you know, opt out of their emails, but you will need a account with them to install it. You can download it without an account, but once you actually install it, it asks you for a username and password or sign up. Now, but that, like I said, that's not the only one out there, and by the way, that is free. So if you just go to Google, type in C# decompiler, you'll find a bunch. I've used this JetBrains one as well. I liked it. But it seems like, for some reason, I liked the Telerik one better, and I can't really remember why. But it would be worth, honestly, it's worth having all of them, because they're not all the same. It's kind of, you know, this is kind of reverse engineering thing, so it's open to interpretation. So the way one company, you know, processes that binary is not necessarily the same way, you know, this other application is going to do it. So it may work with one, but not the other. So it's good to have multiple tools so you can try many of them. Oh yeah, I was going to get some music going. Sorry about that. All right, got some music going. Awesome. So you guys on YouTube, it would be really cool if you guys would go over to Twitch, and if you have a Twitch account, and follow me, because I'm trying to, I'm trying to grow my audience. Because the reality is, the more people I have watching, the more I'll be able to do more of this content. So that would be awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click subscribe. And it looks like there's actually a few people in Twitch watching. So you guys, if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and just type HackHappy, and yeah, you'll easily find it. And you'll find I have a whole bunch of other videos and tutorials and whatnot. So anyways, download a bunch of different tools, and I think this Redgate is a pay one, or they have a pay version. I can't remember. Yeah, but for some reason it seems like, I think this was known to be a pretty good decompiler, better than some of the free ones. Now, don't hold me to that, because I haven't really done any .NET compiling in a couple of years, and you know, in the internet world, things change fast, so 2 years can open up the door for a whole lot of possibilities. But it seems like, as I remember before, this was one that people were willing to pay money for, because it was better quality. But I personally have not used it. All right, so installing this is simple. There's nothing crazy to it. You just install it. Like I said, the only downside is you have to get an account with them and set that up. So this is the interface, and there's nothing to it. It's basically two panels. Over here is where you would drop, it can be DLLs, it can be executables, basically anything created with the .NET library. So what are you guys talking about? So yeah, and so if you want to play around with this, what you can do, this is what I used to do, is just go to SourceForge. Oh, actually, I think it's, yeah, .NET. And, you know, they're constantly changing the site. It's been a while, but somewhere, somehow, you can sort this based on, maybe browse. Yeah, here we go. So you can sort this based on programming language. So now we're sorting all the open source applications on C#. Now, obviously, you know, this is kind of silly because the source is available. It's open source. But this is just for merely to give you an example of how you would go about doing it. I don't want to decompile any closed source applications live, because technically that's going to be illegal. It's going to be against their terms of service, and I guess technically they sue me. I just don't feel like dealing with any of that. So, you know, I'm just going to choose an open source application just to demonstrate this. And the one that I went after, I think it was called Banshee. Oh, it's a media player. It's a cartoon with grandma. What the heck? I'm messing out. Isn't C++ better to learn than C#? I mean, it's like asking, is one tool better than another tool? Well, what's the job? Then you can properly answer that question. Is this going to be better than this, or is that going to be better? I mean, there's a reason why there are so many languages out there, because one doesn't truly fit all. And you know, and that's just, like I said, that's just evident by the robustness of programming languages out there. Because as coders, we like flexibility. We like to work, we like to use with what's best suits us. And by having all these different languages that kind of bridge all these different gaps, it gives you a lot of flexibility. Now, C++ is definitely going to be more cross-platform compatible, because those libraries are going to be available on, Unix, Windows, I mean, all over the place. So in that sense, it's better. It's a lower level language, or rather high. So, it has its benefits, but again, it just depends, Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of them can very easily be ported across. People outside yelling. So anyways, this was the application I downloaded. I haven't tested this yet, but it said it was written, coded in C#, so we should not have any problems. What's going on? Oh. Alright, there we go. So after we do this, then we'll probably hop back into one of the capture the flags. And then maybe in another video, I'll show you how to decompile encrypted JavaScript files, and that's kind of valuable because a lot of tools these days are being built on HTML, CSS, JS. For example, like Electron, that's what Discord is coded in. So the reality is you can look at the client source code for Discord. So I'm just going to find the file path to that binary, since I'm not really sure where it's installed on the file system. So a trick, if you don't know, is you can just open up your task manager, find a process, right click, open file location, and it'll take you directly to the location of the binary. So okay, cool. So now we have all the program files for our application. Let's see, you guys can't really see that. So we can see we have all the files here. So there's a bunch of DLLs. Some of those, a lot of this is not Windows based. That looks like support for other platforms. So this, I think it said this was cross-platform. So this one might not decompile as easily. What's up? Thanks, Eddie. Greatly appreciate it. How to be professional script kiddies. All right. No, I lost my tab. Okay. So all you got to do, let's try to see if any of these are .NET. So all I did was just dragged it to this left pane, the assembly pane. And if you expand that, you can start to see it starts to break down the application. Because this is kind of the structure of a .NET application. And I'm just going to go ahead and expand all these. And see, sometimes there's issues and you just have to skip on that. But we're now looking at the source code. So this is the player interface, project, library, class, all of the above, one of the other. And these are the various calls. So let's actually look at some code. So looks like all we're doing here is just declaring some variables. But nonetheless, you're looking at all the underlying code. This is really awesome and really helpful. For example, like, let's say that you're a programmer and you want to know how to do something, and you can't find any example source code out there on how to do something. But there's this program out there that can do it. This can be one method for you to discover how in the heck are they doing this. You know, there's obviously ethical issues with this, because you're taking something that's supposed to be closed source, you know, source code for a software company, that is your everything, you know, that's your intellectual property. So you have to hold on to that and hide that. So while this example was used with an open source product, you could very easily do this with something that was closed source. And it's not just executables. You can also do binary or DLLs, for example. The only problem is we just have to find one that they coded. It looks like that one's a .NET, yeah. So this musicbrains.dll, so we can start looking at the code for this, you know. Now, I don't know about you, but me, from a hacker standpoint, this is pretty cool. I can take a DLL and completely recreate it. So if I can completely recreate a DLL, that means I could replace that DLL. And if I can replace that DLL, I can add in my own code into that DLL. So I could then have, I mean, you could do this other ways. I mean, you can attach code onto it. I mean, this wouldn't be the best way to go about it, but it's just an example of how you could, in essence, spoof a DLL. Maybe you want to make it work differently. Maybe you want to take out the password authentication, or maybe you want to make that DLL dump everybody's password every time they log in. I mean, you just got to use your brain, because once you have the code, you know how it's working, so you could recreate it and you could add in some new features, you know. So yeah, so I mean, this is really all there is to it. From here, it's up to you. You just have to use your own creativity and ingenuity to figure out how exactly you leverage this information. But that's basically how you can take a closed source binary built on the .NET framework, which is massively used, especially in enterprise environments. I mean, it's not the only one used, but in a Windows-based environment, .NET is used in so many products. So yeah, don't get in too much trouble. Okay, so guys, I did install VirtualBox. That's right, I was going to just program our own application, but I said nah. So I did install VirtualBox. So should we try doing the, I kind of want to try doing the Skuzzy, because I think the other one that we were working on last night, Orcus, is just going to be boring. It's just going to be more source code auditing stuff. So at least with this one, we have something new to play with. Oh, and I did install this, and it's a web-based penetration box. Let's see what's on there. It has a whole bunch of different, this one might be a little bit more entertaining. Oh crap, what was the IP 132? I completely forgot. Derp. Yeah, I was right. Oh, is this going to be another one that's giving me, it's going to give me problems? Or is it because I restored from pause? Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, I've been ignoring chat. Sorry, guys. Unbox Therapy India. Right on. What's up, man? At 135. Yeah, I'm kind of no on the Orcus too. So let's see what's going on here. Let's get back to full screen. Is the music even playing? Oh no, I have it muted. Sorry guys. I don't know how long that was going. It's been a while now. Let me start the music over. Let me know if the music's too loud or anything. All right. So, let me know if the music's too loud or anything. All right. Oh, it's not going. So I never did see what you guys said. Do we want to do that Skuzzy one? So I never did see what you guys said. Did you want to do that Skuzzy one? Yeah. No, it didn't seem very opinionated. So I'll just go ahead and load that up. Hopefully that will work fine in VirtualBox, but I'll have to install it. Let me get that going. If I can find it. Well, hold on. Let me just look. Oh, did I delete it? No, it's right here. If I can find it. So it is there. Is the echo gone? Is the echo gone? Looks like I might have had the webcam microphone might have been on. Looks like I might have had the webcam microphone might have been on. So I know some of you guys use see, I don't use VirtualBox. I have VMware. I rarely use it. But I mean, all you have to do is rename a VMX to OVA, right? And it should work. I thought. That doesn't seem to be working. Let's try this. Yeah, I did. I imported the I guess I could bring this over here. But it wasn't the original download. It was the one that I had already installed via VMware. I just now import. It's importing via the download. So I guess whenever VMware tried to do it, it screwed up the file or changed something somehow. But it's working now. So there's lag happening with the mic. But it's working now. My only speculation on that is going to be the dual streaming, because it's streaming to YouTube and to Twitch. Curious, did anybody go? Alright, so that's done. You have to mute your Twitch.tv dashboard. Oh, good point. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I didn't hear it because I have everything going through my headphones. That makes sense. Right on. This is the first time I'm streaming on Twitch, so still ironing out the kinks. That's taking forever to boot up. So I did try something right before the live stream with the other Orcus box. I was thinking about MySQL, and it has this routine load file where you could load load files from the file system, but no matter what, it was returning null. I even tried to access you know, files that the web server had permission to, and it still returned null. So that turned out to be bogus. So I thought that was going to be cool, because if that worked, that could have been a method for us to read files on the file system. You know, I think there's even now that I think about it, I think there's a routine for writing out. No, I don't want to get sidetracked. I'll look into that another time. Let's see, this thing is still booting up. It's a stupid network interface, man. Thinking this VM is buggy. Well, Steve, how would I even try to sync that? Because it's going through Restream, so from there it's out of my control. You know, so I don't see how I would be able to do anything with the syncing. Unless I'm not understanding what you mean by syncing. I'm assuming what you mean is both streams appearing to be at the same time. If that's what you mean. Hey, thanks for the subscribe. See, I gotta get something else better going, because I don't hear the audio, so, and I don't see the on-screen notices if I don't happen to be looking up. God, it seems like the stupid thing is taking longer. I'm gonna read what we have going on here and make sure I'm not messing something up. Something network settings are generic. I want to let it do its thing, because I want to see if it'll give me some sort of error message. Maybe we should also look for a backup VM just in case this one doesn't decide to behave. Oh, let's see. There was one down here that looks kind of cool. I think it was this one. Oh, is the music going loud? Let's see. Yeah, I'm playing it from SoundCloud today. Whoa, I just muted it. So let me know if that's better. Yeah, I don't want it to be that loud. I need to turn it down a little bit more. Oh, looks like this one has a web page. Let's go look at the web page. I wonder if this is like live on. Okay, no, it's just a. Well, that's kind of cool. You don't see many VMs that have their own website. Sure. If you donate, I can totally send you a track. I need to get my music organized, because a lot of these songs are just like like the next 4 little. Actually 6 songs are just really short little idea demos that need to be fleshed out. Alright, I'm gonna read this. Tony Montana. What's up, man? What's going on, Nathan? Jonathan. What's up? Cadius? Wasn't that right? There we go. So, let's see what's going on with Fuzzy. Oh, hey, it finally loaded. Awesome. No, it did. Look, it's doing the same freaking thing. No IP. Alright, I'm going to download this one and hope it doesn't give us any crap. No. I have to put that there for a second. Oh, it's downloading slow. I'm gonna download it via the torrent. Okay. What's your problem? Oh, that's right. It wants to update. No, I do not want to update. The pain of having 10 billion monitors. I'm not complaining. I'm lucky. No, Steve, I do not have the Discord chat open right now. It's hard enough for me to just keep up with the chat here. Okay, so this is downloading somewheres. What the heck did I? Oh no, I just put it down here. Yeah, the Twitch stream is brand new. This is actually technically the first Twitch stream. I did post a rebroadcast of one of my YouTube ones. I did sit there live, so it's not like I just kind of lamely streamed it. But yeah. Ah, we finally got a freaking IP from it. Awesome. Okay, just for anybody out there in future reference, if you have problems with this VM, oh crap, clicked the wrong button. I put it into bridge mode, and then it finally behaved, and finally got an IP. Because that's the problem we were having with it yesterday, is it wouldn't give us an IP in VMware. We fought with it for a while, then finally read that it has problems with VMware. So cool. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Alright, so we'll do this one a different day, because this one actually looks pretty cool. It looks like they actually put some effort into it. Yeah, pretty spiffy. So, well, you know the routine. First thing first, let's do some information gathering on the server. So, you know, I guess I should just always talk like... we should be coming back. Should be coming back. Alright, we're back. OBS just decided to crash. You know, I gotta be honest, I'm not sure if I don't think... Yeah, I'm not running it specifically in admin mode, and that's right, it doesn't ask for admin permissions when I run it, so I'll take that into consideration and give that a go. But I'm actually going to take this moment, so we're going to go ahead and get this scan started. So I'm not sure where it cut off, so real quick, we're doing the Skuzzy capture the flag from vulnhub.com. We finally got the IP address from it, so we're going to fire up Sparta and we're going to do some information gathering. So I'm going to go ahead and get that running. And then while that's running, I'm going to go hit the restroom. So far, there's not much, which personally, I like that because that's just less stuff to poke at. So, you know, I was thinking, you know, you guys, you got to realize I'm a noob at streaming, so I don't really, I'm learning this as I go. So I'm gonna try to play the music and just let it pick it up through my microphone. That way I can actually listen to the music and I can also hear whenever somebody subscribes, so I can give you guys proper shout out whenever you give me money. Eddie, Benji, you guys rock. Thanks for all the donations. It's totally appreciative. So one moment, get some music, and then let's hack this box. Or at least try to. Let's see how far we get with it. Alright, so if you guys can't hear me over this or whatever, let me know, because I've never done this before like this, so we'll have to see how it goes. All right. So let's see what Nikto's got going on. Nothing. You always want to check the page source just in case. I don't see anything of value there. Alright, so let's just go ahead and see if we can find anything hiding on this web server, because it's not really giving us anything to go after as far as the web server goes. So Kali comes with some pretty good word lists. We'll start with PHP. Alright, for any of you guys who don't know, Dirbuster is just basically a tool that will it just tries a web server and just tries all kinds of directories and files, different file extensions, and you can configure it on how it works. You can add your own word lists, but it just goes out to a web server and says, hey, is index.php there? Yes or no? And it gets a response, and then it logs that. So whenever it finds something, it lets you know. So it can help you discover files and stuff on the file system that you wouldn't have been able to find otherwise. So it's a great discovery tool, to put it shortly. So we kind of just need to let this run for a while. And it's found some stuff without permission, but nothing too useful. Yeah, Steve, it's probably Restream. I'm actually probably gonna set up my own restreaming server. Might actually do a video on it too. At least I'm gonna try that and see how it goes doing it myself on my own server. I mean, there's no reason it should be fine, but if it's not, the Restream seems to be doing pretty well so far. I've been happy with it. What CTF is that, SimpleSec? So we still got some more to check. And we selected the common word list, which obviously is the most common files and whatnot that you would find, but there are definitely more robust lists that we could use. And you know, this VM said it was intermediate level, but the reality is, what does that really mean? You know, intermediate to one person in the computer security world is completely something else to another person. So that's funny. Yeah, it kind of does look like the quality is a little bit better on Twitch. I can probably stand to increase my bit rate, but I'm just taking things one thing at a time. That's funny. Alright, how we doing? So let's see what's going on. No other ports. Oh yeah, man, I'm not gonna worry about it tonight. That's definitely for another time. Get my chat up there. Still nothing that we can access. So curious about this port. That would be funny. You know whose door they'd come knocking down. What am I checking IP tables for? So that actually might be a fun video. Like, I've came up with a couple of ways of making some anonymous command and control botnet systems. Because there's a lot of websites out there now that actually let you upload files. Yeah, files, large files, relatively large. So it's really great for not only sending commands, but also distributing payloads, sending updates to your command and control center. Yeah, so you can really do some really cool stuff with some of these anonymous upload services. Yeah. That's funny, technically minded. I've played with the idea of like wearing the, you know, Guy Fawkes mask, or even wearing like the one from Mr. Robot. I forget what they call it, but I don't have any masks, so I don't wear any. If somebody wants to send me one, I'll wear it. Let's see what's going on with the. Still nothing we can look at. Let's see if it's done scanning. Nope, still scanning. The unglorious part of hacking is just freaking waiting. At least in the enumeration part. So we have this port that's open. 3260. So I'm not really familiar with what this is utilized for. So we grab the banner somewhere. Is that the old one? And it just says unknown, and just says the Skuzzy target. Right, meow. I totally have a hoodie over here. I could put on a hoodie. Maybe I should do that. I should put on like Mr. Robot hoodie. Though mine's not black. It's black and gray and striped. So I gotta pull it down low. There we go. Is that better? Do I fit the proper hacker role now? All right, so you know, one of the most important things I have to say about being quote unquote a hacker is learning something quickly you don't know anything about. Because the reality is, as a hacker, you got to know everything, you know? You need to know a little bit about everything, because the more you know, the more you're able to use that knowledge to find potential holes. Because knowledge is power. So yeah. So yeah, anyways, I'm not familiar with this port, so I want to do a little research on what this port is used for. What? Is it going to let me do HTTP? Probably not. Whatever. Wiki But I can already tell it's for data transfer of some sort. So what I'm thinking is that maybe we're going to mount a remote source, and that's going to, I don't know, maybe potentially, thanks Benji, I appreciate it. Your support is always appreciated. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make some t-shirts and throw you some t-shirts, or I don't know, do something for you. Oh, you know what I can do, man? Maybe I can send you one of these as soon as I get it actually finished and working. I've been held up, and for you guys who don't know, because we got some new guys from Twitch and whatnot, that little device that I just showed you is basically a rubber ducky, a poison tap, what else? A rogue access point. It's basically just a little miniature hack box. It's got a USB point so you can plug it in. What's up, Steve? You rock, man. You guys are like this shit, dude. Seriously. I mean, you guys are definitely my top supporters, man. You guys rock. But anyways, what's been holding me up is that device is pretty much pointless if you can't configure it while you're in the field, because that's the thing that sucks about the rubber ducky, dude, is it's a USB stick. So how are you going to take this? You know, this isn't a rubber ducky, but this is basically what a rubber ducky is. It's just a dumb device. You have to program it and then go somewheres and use it. You know, well, what happens if the situation changes while you're out in the field? You get to actually get to that computer and you realize, oh crap, this payload that I put on here is not going to work. Now they do have some out there that allow you to switch to different payloads, but even that, it's very limited. You know, it only has so much space on it, and again, you're only limited to a certain number of scripts. But with this, I mean, it's a full-fledged computer. You know, I mean, we can put in a SD card and have gigabytes of memory on there. You know, and we can easily in the field switch it from a rubber ducky to a bash bunny to a poison tap, all on the fly. So yeah, that's what that little thing is. It's going to be awesome as soon as I get it finished. One thing that's been holding me up is I've been needing to get these buck converters. They're just a DC to DC converter. So what these will do is they'll basically take a 3-volt voltage, and this is what I'm using right here to power this device. And it's 2300 mAh, and you can see it's 3.7 volt. But the Raspberry Pi, it runs at 5 volts. So obviously there's a problem there. You can't run a 5-volt device off 3 volts. So what you can do is, these are all connected together, is you can use this DC to DC up buck converter, and this will step up that 3.7 volts to 5 volts and power it. So I finally got these in the mail today. I'm actually going to desolder this little tip off so it'll fit, because you know, we're basically cramming everything into a case this size, and you can see there's the 4-port USB hub that's being added to it. I gotta fix the mirror thing, make it hard. So we gotta fit this in here, so that little USB thing's got to go. All right, but anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on with that. What happened to the music? Oh, it's just quiet part. Oh, what's going on in the chat? So yeah, man, thanks Benji, thanks Steve. I greatly appreciate those donations, man. You guys rock. Yeah, I don't think Hack 5 would be very happy with this project. I mean, I don't think they're going to have a problem with it, because this would still be something you would have to build, you know, and their products are, you know, they're consumer ready. You buy a Hack 5 product and it's ready to go, you know, you don't have to build it or do anything crazy like that. So Let's just real quick, because I've been yapping for a while. Let's see if our scans have come up with anything new. So it doesn't look like it, but it's still running. Oh, it's too loud. I don't like that song as much. Alright, so anyways, let me just kind of bring you guys up to speed with what I'm thinking right now. So it's only found 3 services on this server. It's 22, it's SSH, and you know, generally we don't really screw with that initially because, I mean, that would generally involve brute forcing, and most of these VMs, these capture the flags, you know, brute forcing isn't a part of them. It's not the main focus. It can be, but generally not. So yeah, so 22 I'm not going to screw with. Port 80 hasn't really given us much. And then we have this other port. So, you know, hopefully we can somehow get access to all these pages that we found, you know, because we found a whole host. Oh, hold on, did we find some more stuff? Yeah, but still all 403, because I mean, we found a bunch of stuff. And see, SMB, which is file sharing, it's like Windows file sharing. So I would want to get in there. But as you can see, it's response 403 basically means forbidden. We don't have access to that. So we know that there's stuff there, but currently we can't get to it. So we just have to store this for future reference and hope we can do something with it later. So I mean, it's pretty much just leaves us with this service 3260, which sucks because I have never used this protocol before, so I don't have any experience with it. But like I told you earlier, that doesn't matter because that's a scenario you commonly have to face when you're hacking, is learning something you don't know anything about. Especially in the real world, more enterprise environments, because a lot of times you start working with proprietary software, and when you're dealing with proprietary software, well, it's just that, it's, you know, it's proprietary. So you don't know how it works. So you have to be able to just discern on your own with what you have. What's going on in the chat? Where's flag? Yeah, flags are generally just a file on the file system that you have to gain access to. So right now we're just trying to find a way in. We've done some scanning. All we found were three ports open. I've been kind of wondering if this VM might require some port knocking. There's certain VMs where you have to try to access certain ports in a certain order in order for other services to come alive, which I hate that, because to me that's just it's unrealistic. I mean, you don't really see that in a real environment. I mean, I suppose you could, but I don't know. I hate that kind of stuff. I don't want like those kind of puzzles. or the other kind of capture the flags where you have to do riddles and stuff. I don't like riddles. Give me computer stuff, you know. I want to solve those kind of problems. If I want to solve a riddle, I'll go get a riddle book. I don't know. So anyways, let's do some information gathering on this iScuzzy service. And if you don't know, Skuzzy is a hardware interface for disk drives. Back in the days, you know, Skuzzy, if you had Skuzzy drives, ooh, you were hardcore because they allowed faster data transfers. Good call, Eddie. Yeah, if you guys enjoy me doing these live capture the flag hacking stuff, I appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Tonight was very impromptu, so kind of just, I don't know, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. So anyways, the only thing we have open is this Skuzzy port, so let's do a little information gathering. This looks interesting. Yeah, Benji doesn't have to give thumbs up. I can't even imagine how much money Benji's given me thus far to the channel, which is awesome. Still haven't decided which device I'm going to get. I think I'm going to get, let me show you. I'm not going to get the HackRF because I've been doing some research. It's a good device. It's a good starter device, but it's, no, it's not here. There's actually was a new Kickstarter that just came out, and it's pretty superior. It's much faster, broader range, more data. Let me find it real quick. And pretty affordable too. Yeah, it's this one right here, Lime SDR. I'm probably gonna order one. Look, geez, they already almost raised $1 million. Huh, that's a stupid secure thing. But anyways, this just came out like last month. What's up, Eddie? Thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting the channel. But with this thing, it's got a broad range. It's duplex, so you can send and receive data at the same time. And for any of you guys out there who don't know, that's for like hacking any sort of wireless transmissions, and that can be anything from Bluetooth, you know, all the way up to key fobs, garage door openers, remote starts for vehicles, RFID. I mean, it's a huge range that software-defined radio supports, and it's fast. It has a lot of bandwidth. And multiple channels for sending and receiving, so it's pretty cool. All right, so let's see what we can find out about. Oh, this is not. Okay, no, it is. So perfect. So this is exactly what we want. So look, you know, we don't know shit about iScuzzy service. Find a security document that tells you how to. It looks like it explains how to enumerate, authorize, and authenticate. So this might be perfect because number one, we probably want to enumerate it. I definitely want to authorize with it, and as well as authenticate. So it should be perfect. All right, so okay, so you know, like I said, Skuzzy is used for data. So obviously it seems like this protocol is used for storage servers, for example, you know, a NAS. So Internet Small Computer Systems Interface provides access to block level data over traditional IP networks. Skuzzy block have mostly been used with fiber channel SANs, unlike NAS storage devices. Oh, wow. That's pretty powerful. Yeah, that's a good point. So, you know, I think what they're trying to, that's the route that I'm looking at, Steve. Yeah, there's obviously, you know, the service running. We've determined that, you know, we already know that Skuzzy is used for disk storage, so that immediately, you know, let us know that, hey, this is related to disk storage. What's up, Sense? Appreciate subscribe. Thanks. And then we find out it's for NAS. So obviously, I'm thinking the same thing. It's got to be a file system that we can connect to that. And I think it was like said it was SMB, so most likely, you know, we'll be able to use the SMB client tool to connect to it. Maybe, I don't know. Just keep reading and figure out exactly how we can go about interfacing with it. Yeah, I did miss that comment. Let me see. George, let me find your comment and see what you're talking about. Oh, have I taken the OSCP? No, I have not taken the OSCP, man. I came this close in December, or actually around November, to taking it. But I didn't take it because there's really no reason for me to take it. I don't work in the security field. I mean, security has been a hobby of mine for years. So I really wouldn't get any financial gain, you know, really from taking it. It's more of just be like personal benefit. And it's an expensive cert. I mean, don't get me wrong. I personally feel that's the only certification I would take would be the OSCP. But it is expensive. I mean, it's $1,000 roughly. So ultimately at the end of the day, I decided, nah, I'm not going to take it. But I would like to, because I know it would be fun. It would be a lot of fun. Awesome, dude. That's really cool, George. It would really be awesome if you could just stay, like, subscribe to the channel, come to Discord, hang out. I would really love to hear about your experience taking the test. So yeah, that would be cool, man. If you're willing to let me know how the certification goes, that would be awesome. And just for any of you out there who don't know what we're talking about the Offensive Security Certified Professional Certification. It's a security professional certification, but this is not like most certifications. You know, most certifications out there, it's all freaking book, you know, multiple choice, that kind of crap. This certification is not like that at all. While you do get basically a large PDF document, basically a book that teaches you the material. I mean, you have to have a certain level of knowledge to even, you know, start this. But it's all hands-on. You know, it's all doing basically what I'm doing right now, you know, on servers, trying to hack into servers. It's none of this multiple choice stuff. And once you finish the beginner challenges, basically, and you're ready to take the test, it's basically you have 48 hours to own. I can't remember how many servers it is. What's up? I don't know how to say it. Mangos. Sorry, man, I screwed it up. But hey, I appreciate the subscribe. But anyways, you have 48 hours to complete the test, and there's so much you have to accomplish. And not only do you have to own these servers, but you also have to give a report on the process that documents everything that you did, how you enumerated, how you discovered the exploits, how exactly you went about exploiting them. You got to do this big paper, and people talk about that's the part that's really the most challenging is doing the report. Yeah, it's kind of toss up half and half. But anyways, yeah, dude, I would love to hear about that. Can you execute a buffer overflow exploit? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could execute a buffer overflow exploit. I mean, there's some VMs out there that have that challenge. Though, you know, nowadays, most of the Linux distributions or whatever, they have stack protection, execution protection. The freaking actual name is, I can't think of it at the moment for whatever reason. So it can be challenging. You'll want to disable that so you'll actually be able to exploit it, because otherwise you may get your shell code on the stack, you know, and actually get something pointed to it, but it's just not going to execute. I wish I would stop doing that. Okay, so enough of that. So let's get back to reading about this. Okay, so anyways, what they're getting at with all this right here is they're basically saying, you know, by using this service, you're agreeing to remove all file permissions from all folders in every operating system. So think about that. I mean, it's saying to use this, there's no such thing as file permissions anymore. That's awesome from our perspective. Not good from an organization's perspective, because file permissions are hugely important. So it's basically saying that, you know, using this is horribly open. You know, if you want to be open, then it's great, it sounds like. But awesome, man. Glad you liked the Python video. Actually planning on doing some more Python videos coming up soon. So yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I want to try doing the live streams pretty regularly. And generally I've been doing capture the flags. The live stream's new, so I'm still kind of figuring this out, trying to figure out what you guys actually like to watch. But maybe we'll also do some coding. And maybe we can also do some exploits. Yeah, I can like pre-find some exploits, and we can like write some, or pre-find some bugs, and then we can like write some exploits for those bugs. Because trying to find bugs live, I don't think you guys would really want to watch that, because it's boring. It's just looking through a lot of like what we were doing last night, which was kind of boring. But hacking's not always exciting. It's 98% boring and 2% freaking just like you jumped out of an airplane, you know, and you're falling from the sky. I mean, you just get this adrenaline rush. It's unreal, man. It's such an awesome feeling. But you generally only get that really intense high when you've been like bashing your head at trying to get into something forever. And when you finally do, it's just amazing. I remember the first time I found my first buffer overflow exploit in a real world application out there in the wild. It was a pretty awesome moment. It didn't have a large like user base, so it wasn't like, you know, any major deal, but it didn't matter. I found it, wrote it an exploit, and it worked. So that was pretty cool. All right, so let's continue reading on this. So it looks pretty basic, you know. We have a client, we have a storage device, which would be the, you know, I'm going to assume our disk drive somewhere that has the file system on it. And then we have this optional one, which looks like for domains. Yeah, for segregating, you know, your information into appropriate categories or whatnot. Yeah, I don't know if that question about Kali 2.0 was directed at me or not. But I have really no comment on it. It's fine. All right, so we have a node name. So this is going to be information that we're probably going to need to provide to this service in order for us to make a connection to it and access information. So this is going to be really important. So, you know, all we need is just the client, which pretty sure, I can guarantee there's a Linux client. I mean, yeah, obviously there is. Microsoft, Cisco, IBM, HP. So, now what I want to know is how do we enumerate it, you know? How can we query it and start finding some information about it? Now, here's an example scenario. That's crazy. Authentication is disabled by default. Chap, wow, I haven't heard that in a while. That's also good to know. Though that's probably not going to be of any use to us because there's not going to be anybody on the server. What's up, Arcanium? I didn't catch the last part of your name. It went away too fast. Sorry, bro, but what's up? Arcanium Drago? Dragon. There we go. Arcanium Dragon. What's up, man? I need to make that longer so I can actually read it. Appreciate the sub. So if you're new to my channel, these live streams are new. I'm still kind of filling this out, guys. Especially you people over there on Twitch. I know my streams are probably not up to typical standards on Twitch, but hey, this is my first time out there, so we'll get better as we go. But generally we're doing capture the flags, perhaps some programming, but I'm gonna be doing the live streaming a lot more. This is just a great way for you guys to ask questions as I'm doing things and interact. But I do have some educational tutorials on Python, kind of based around, you know, computer security and hacking. Yeah, good old Chap and Pap. I remember, man, mid-90s trying to get dial-up working in Linux was such a pain in the ass. let's see if we have this. No, we don't have that. So I have to download that. Well, that's awfully helpful. You're giving us some commands. Yeah, if you want to get into a Twitter account, you go to the website and, well, you don't do it like that. Let's over here. Let me pull this open. I'll show you. It's really simple. So you go there, and when you get there, you click sign up, and you put in these information, you click sign up, and then you're in Twitter. It's simple, man. All right, so this is pretty cool. They even give us a an nmap command to scan it, but that's just scanning the network for any open ports. We've already found it, so that's actually not useful to us. All right, so let's see what else we got here. So it sounds like could be easy. It sounds like we just need to get an S client and just connect to it, because by default there is no authentication. But this is what's sounding way too easy, that we're just going to connect to it and we're going to have, you know, no permission access to the file system. That doesn't. That honestly, I think we're being trolled with this. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I feel like the server is hiding something, and we might need to do some sort of port knocking in order to have it open new services. And port knocking is where you go to certain ports and basically try to access them in a certain order, which then instigates other services to load. What's up, Irfan? Well, I have not given up on port 80 by any means. That was just the first round enumeration. The one thing to understand is, like, the methodology behind me going after a capture the flag is not the same as like you would do in the real world, because the capture the flag is just that it's not the real world, and they're generally made in the sense of games, and they're all so much alike that gotten into this stupid pattern that's not really proper for what you would do in pen testing, but it's just the nature of the capture the flag, so it's kind of, you know, trained to this behavior. So to get back what I was saying, I'm not done with port 80. I'm done with my just initial scratching of the surface at it, just seeing what it's yelling and screaming at me. You know, I've heard the big stuff. I'm gonna go back later and you know, get a little bit closer and see what else it might be saying that's not saying so loud. So yeah, we're definitely not done with port 80. But I am very intrigued with this service because I haven't used it before. I'm not familiar with it, and you know, based on what it sounded like, it seemed like a potential avenue of gaining some access to some files. Now, what I'm suspecting, that if this is a stepping stone for us to get some further access, that it's not going to be the entire file system, because if it was, then that would kind of be like game over, and that would be kind of boring and fast. But I think that it might give us access to certain files of the file system that we can then further attack to potentially, you know, gain further access. So we'll see what happens. Are y'all doing binary converting of IP addresses? See, they have a little attack scenario here, but you know, this isn't going to work for us unless this VM has like a bot on there making some local connection. Oh no. Yeah, that's even then that's just not going to work. It wouldn't work for us. Matter of fact, let's go and see. Stirbuster's still running. That's kind of surprising to me. Oh, look at this. Hey, we found a file we can actually access. Looks like a couple of them. Sweet. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we finally got a bone. Hopefully. Oh, I hope. Because the, oh, hold on, what? That, oh, okay, there's just spaces. Or is it just underscore and the text is just being hidden? Alright, let's go check out this file. We'll leave this here because this may or may not play a role later.
Everyone's got to be. What do you mean?
Ah, fucking.
Somebody cut it when I watched.
Alright, I'm gonna stop the music because I want to play this video. Alright, first let's look at the source. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Yeah, I need some booze. Oh, you know what? Actually, I got some vodka in the freezer. So, yeah, I'm going to play it. I just wanted to check the source, because there could be a clue here. So we have dual core, all the things. The director's name is Colleen. Silly things like that could be important. Oh, this is playing on my... Let me get the link and I'll play it on my other box so we can actually hear it.
So this started last year. We were playing B-sides. Virus from DC949 said to me, hey, drink all the booze, hack all the things. That's how we're doing it this year.
Not every geek with a Commodore 64 can hack into NASA.
This one's dedicated to all the hackers. Yo, even out, settle scores quick. My disaster recovery requires even more
Alright.
discs. Put your lights up.
Let's see what's in the description in case something's hiding. That's actually pretty cool. Make sure there's not like something at the end hiding. No.
So this started...
Alright, so I didn't really gain any. I think they were just wanting to give a shout out to whomever that is. Alright, so that was one page. Oh, the other one was just a directory though, and I think it was the same. No, it's a different directory. So let's go check out this one. Hello. It is flags I'm looking for. Give me... Yeah, we found something. All right. So... we have... I mean... I'm going to speculate that's a flag. If there's nothing else here... Let me get my notes open. Let's see. Is this was Orcus, right? That's the one we were doing last night, Orcus. So, let's put that. Oh, let's get some music going back. Burp. Burp sweet. Oh, I need to turn the stupid things off. I hate that noise. Alright. Oh, sorry guys, I probably should have done that on screen. I just decoded this, so, you know, based on experience, this looks like a base 64 encoded message. So it's not actually encrypted, it's just, you know, it's encoded. So there's a difference. So this is what it decoded it as. And clearly, it's just a troll. Those bastards. Bastards are trolling us. But that's good. At least, you know, we're getting somewhere. Yes, you are right, Isaac. That is base 64. Yeah, well, yes and no. No, not always. You know, honestly, no, you can remove the quote. I mean, just think about it. Those two equals are static. They're always there, so they don't have to be there. Which now has me curious as to why they're there to begin with, if they seem not to be mandatory. Have to look at the algorithm and see how exactly it works. All right, so let's go back to I'm messing the Twitch. My bad. That's my first time streaming on Twitch, and first time with this new chat. And honestly, I don't look at it all the time. I try to stay alert. I need to figure out a better placement for the chat so I can be aware whenever you guys are actually talking at me. Because I really don't mean to ignore you guys. Okay, well that's interesting. Sinron, cool to know. All right, so now I really want to listen to this song. And it seems like Twitch doesn't care if you stream copyrighted music. YouTube does though. They can throw a hissy fit. So I don't play any copyrighted music. I only play my music or music I have permission, like the vocals to this. That's not me singing, but I have permission to use those vocals in my track. But anyways, validate you please. Twitch does care about copyright. That's good to know, because I'm kind of confused about that, because honestly, I've only recently started watching Twitch, but I've noticed a lot of streamers playing copyrighted music. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. I got you. Yeah, I definitely know about the ad revenue. Because I try to keep that going. I mean, I hate that, you know, there's YouTubes on or ads on YouTube, but that's just the way it is. Well, it doesn't make much money, it does make some. So, okay, this is actually done scanning. I want to do a more thorough scan. Because now that I do know there are some files, let's see. Hold on. Oh yeah, there's Q's month. Checking. Hold on. Let's make sure we don't missed something. So it gave us that path. Let's see if we can go back, possibly. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I wasn't sure if I saw these in the list as forbidden, so I just wanted to check just to make sure there wasn't something hiding. So yeah, I know those were there. Let's try right here. Yeah, okay, so alright, just making sure. Keyloggers in Python, I just saw somebody asking about that. Keyloggers in Python are actually pretty easy. There's a library out there, module, you can install that makes it super simple. Zombie Bunny XXX. So just let you guys know what's going on. Since I know some of you guys have just kind of hopped in more recently. So there's a website for hackers to practice your skills. It's called vulnhub.com, and they're basically called capture the flags. And the way they're set up is it's a server that you can download, and you can use like VMware or VirtualBox. So let me show you. So this is a server we're hacking right here. It's this little box. But it's just running over here in the background. But anyways, you can download these and you can practice hacking them. So we are actively hacking one of these capture the flag boxes. And it's this one actually right here at the top of the list. So far what we have done is some information gathering, which is called enumerating, just seeing what's available on the server. And we found that it's got that music's really loud. It's distracting me. Yeah, so we found SSH, a web server, and an Skuzzy server. So now I'm gonna do some more thorough. Actually, let's search for HTML. Oh, I forgot to save that list. Crap. That was dumb. That's okay. So actually, let's go back to our document. Where the heck did it go? I heard it, but I didn't see it. What happened? Ah, Code Punk, what's up? Appreciate it, man. I like that name, Code Punk. Right on. Here we go. Alright, so now we're scanning, letting that scan again. No, I'm not using Fedora, I'm using Kali. Kali Linux. K-A-L-I. Yeah, it's a Debian based. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of slow in the chat room, so forgive me. No, I'm not in any hacking groups. So what we're doing is, one of the other services we found was this 3260, which is an Skuzzy service. I wasn't familiar with it, so I've been doing a little research on it because I feel like it's going to be a part. Now, enter the. I'm a software developer. That's what I do for work. I've been involved with computer security since I was about 16. Is when I first got involved with computer security. To be honest, I kind of stopped hacking for about 13 years. I've only just here recently kind of gotten back into it. So yeah, I'm kind of more old school. Like, I was doing a lot of hacking in the late 90s. Actually got into a lot of trouble in the late 90s. What's up? I missed your name. And it's too small for me to see. Yeah, Shlami Nekma. I suck at pronouncing these online names. But what's up? I appreciate the sub. Yes, I'm an old man. Can't you tell? See? Don't I look old? I've been around the block, so to say. The first time I ever got online was in 1992, and I think I want to say it was CompuServe. Yeah, I actually I used to get on bulletin board systems, BBSs. That's probably something none of y'all freaking know anything. Well, there's a few of y'all out there who probably know what bulletin boards are, but see, before the internet, we had something called BBSs. And these were small little internets that were generally, like, you know, ran by somebody in the neighborhood who had a computer with 5 modems, and then 5 people could connect at once. And it was basically like a little internet, and you had shell prompt, and you could play like freaking games and stuff. It was awesome. It was really cool back then. And they even had like the internet, they called it, and it was just an application, and it was basically links. You know, if you're not familiar, it's the Links command line web browser, and you could then use that to browse the web. It was pretty gay, but at the time it was freaking spectacular. Prodigy. That's funny, Zombie. I used to actually do tech support for Prodigy Internet like in 1998, 97, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Anyways, back to this. Hold on. What? Oh, okay, it's just that. For some reason I thought the web server had not given us anything previously. But yeah, it's just that. Why is it showing? Whoa, that's weird. It looks like it's freaking out on us. Alright, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not insulting Links. Links is cool. But, you know, it's just not, nothing visual. Links is perfect if the website's designed for it. But most websites aren't, so... Alright, so, you know, pretty much what we learned is this service is pretty insecure by default. So now let's figure out, how do we connect to an Skuzzy service? Mr. Beta, how often do I go live? You know, man, I don't really know. This is actually something new I've been doing. I just started this like a few weeks ago. I was only going to do it on the weekends, but I don't know. I kind of really like this platform a lot better. I'm still going to do my regular videos, but the point I'm getting at is I'm going to start doing these live streams a lot more often. How often, I don't know. I've done it Saturday, I did it yesterday, I've done it today, so far pretty regularly. But I do have some big projects going on that will suck up some of my time. So, but they're really cool projects. They're related to all this hacking. I really wish I could tell you guys about it because it's really awesome, but I can't talk about it yet. I have to wait till contracts are signed and everything's all clear. But yeah, it's some cool stuff. I think you guys will dig it. Okay, Steve, let's install that. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have not used this service, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I've used it before and know how to connect to it, because I do not. But again, like I said, that's part of being a hacker. You're gonna constantly run into software, systems, environments, anything and everything that you don't know anything about, and you have to learn everything you can about it. So when those situations happen, you know, don't give up is basically what I'm saying. Hit the books, Google. I mean, that's how I've learned everything, is from Google. And mind you, I started hacking at a very young age, back in the early days in the 90s, when there was like very little information out there on computer security and hacking. These days, you guys are freaking lucky, man. Y'all got like freaking Metasploit. Y'all got YouTube. I mean, it's ridiculous. You don't have to be a hacker these days. You just need to know how to type some commands in a Metasploit and search for vulnerable servers, and you could really do a lot of damage. That's one reason why I don't like doing a lot of the Metasploit type tutorial videos, is because it can give people power that really shouldn't have those capabilities. But anyways, I have completely gotten sidetracked on what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was installing the Skuzzy service. So I lost it. Where'd it go? You gave me the package name. There it is. I found it. Oh, it's just open Skuzzy. Okay. Is it open? Oh, I typed that wrong. This is awesome, man. I got Steve directing me. I don't have to freaking learn it. All right, so this is our configuration file that you were just talking about. So Steve was saying we want to edit it. Let's see. Oh, I think it's telling us there's already one on the system. I want to keep the one. All right, so what is the question that asks me? What would you like to do about it? No, keep your currently installed. Yes, I would like to keep my currently installed. Yeah, so learning computer security is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a daunting task. And you know, I don't know. I mean, it's not that much different now than it was back then when I started. I mean, other than honestly, you guys have a lot more resources. The difference between now and then is there's a lot more niches. You know, the internet has evolved and matured, and in that time, lots of new services and systems and frameworks have came out, which makes it more difficult to keep up with what's out there. Like if you were to just jump into the ecosystem right now, there's so many different areas you can focus on in computer security that it's very overwhelming. And if you're new to computer security and hacking and you want to get better, I recommend something that's very hard to do, and that's take baby steps. Try to focus on one area and really try to learn that really well before trying to do a bunch of other stuff. Now, make sure you get the core foundation first, and that's like learning, you know, your operating systems. Learn Windows very well, learn Linux very well. You know, it doesn't hurt to learn Mac too, and learn some software, learn how to program. If you do those things, just that alone, if you learn the in and outs of Windows, Linux, and Mac, and you learn how to code, that alone can make you an effective hacker. So, yeah. But I feel ya, it is daunting trying to get started in hacking. These capture the flags are a great way to practice your skills. Okay, so anyways, we have something installed. So these are the tools we have. So this one looks, I'd like to oh, you cheaters. Let's see. Dot where the space is. I have no idea what you're talking about. Jesus. That's scary. Sorry, I was looking at a meme in another window. Okay, so yeah, let's see what we got here. Address. Initiator name. What if I want to be anonymous? Partial group not set. Portal group not set. I don't see a parameter. Yeah, okay, so I don't know, Steve, we lost Steve, so I'm going back to looking up Skuzzy initiator. So it looks like that's what, here we go. See, folks, this is what they call RTFM. When you don't know, don't go crying for help. Read the fucking manual. Oh, let me make sure you guys can still see that. Hey, there's Steve. So before I do that though, Steve, I kind of want to understand what's going on here. So let's see, wanted us to edit the conf file, set it to automatic. But is that for the, that's for the client and that's not a server? I'm guessing it has to start a service before the client will even work. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, since it's connecting with another thing and it's transferring probably lots of data. Yeah, all right, fair enough. So let me go ahead and just set that, make sure that's set properly. Yeah, I know. It's, well, hopefully it doesn't. It doesn't require authentication by default, according to the document we read. Now, hopefully that's true, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is, I feel like we're being trolled with this. Maybe not, but we'll see. I do have a dog. That is a interesting question for you to ask. Why do you ask that question? Cutest damn dog, by the way. Right on. It is a tiny dog, so she always looks like a puppy. Word. Okay, where was I? Okay, so we got that. We probably need to restart, but huh. Keep forgetting the stupid IP address. All right, so sweet. So, you know, if you were following along from earlier, this we got some information back from this, and it's in a format that looks familiar to what we were looking at earlier. And God dang it, I closed the document. I kind of wish I would have kept it open. Doesn't matter. So now we found the storage system, and this is the domain, because remember it talked about it had domain capability for segmentation, you know, because in a business you need to separate the HR data from, you know, development and so on and so forth. Yeah, right on, man. So, cool. So we got that. Well, guys, let's see if it's going to be that easy to gain. Hold on, what's M? Okay, node. So honestly, I don't know what the different modes are. I'd have to look that up, but we'll just assume that's accurate. Well, we connected to it, so we have progress. That is awesome. Why are we leaving the puppy alone? Oh, no, just mount that puppy. That's funny. Actually, he's talking about mounting the file system, not actually mounting my puppies. That's funny though. I don't know, maybe you knew that, I don't know. Awesome sauce. So I'm curious, Zombie Bunny, did you just kind of randomly come across my stream on Twitch? Okay, getting sidetracked. Simple Sec, he's talking about, see if you look right here, we just connected to the Skuzzy service, which basically, it's basically kind of like, just think of, file, remote file sharing, Samba in Windows. Just allows you to store file systems across a network. But I'm not really that familiar. I'm not familiar with it, to be honest. I kind of feel like it's a dated protocol, and it's probably not used very much these days. But again, I could be wrong. So it's kind of interesting. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm learning this service as we go, because I've never had to interface or interact with it before. So, anyways. So what we have basically done, just to recap, is we found this service, we enumerated it, and found that it was there, and it did have a file system, and we just connected to it. So now, let's just look. I hate looking at file systems in virtual environments. They can often add a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's what I felt like, is like, this isn't like a dated protocol, just by reading on what I read about it, it's like, why would anybody use that? But from a capture the flag standpoint, that's smart. That's a tactic that I would use, is use something that's not used that often, because people aren't going to know much about it, and that's going to make it more challenging. They're going to have to investigate, they're going to have to research, they're going to have to learn, they're going to have to play, they're going to have to test, and that embodies everything that hacking is, Fun fact, I'm curious, does anybody know where the word hack originated from? Like the first use and an assignment of the word hacker to somebody. Does anybody know where that comes from? Curious. Bonus points if you know. All right, so I'm just trying to look here to see if I could find the actual, because according to this, it says we should be able to see the, oh, I should add grep so we can limit. So here we go. So, so I'm just looking at our file system here. So it's about 1 gigabyte, it looks like. Chopping human into pieces. You know, that actually technically might be, but I was referring into the computer security sense, but that's funny. You are probably right. Right on, Zombie. That's cool. I'm glad you came in here and found the channel. Okay. Oh yeah, Ninja Sauce got it. That's right. Oh no, you're close. It was MIT. It did originate from MIT, but it was the Model Train Club. Okay, that's where it originated from. The MIT Model Train Club first coined the word hacker. Figured you would here, maybe it's in here. Yeah, see, you can see it in this first sentence, this first paragraph. But yeah, they were the first ones to coin the word hacker, and that's, see, in today's world, hacker has this negative connotation. You know, hacker is seen as something negative, something bad. It's basically, the word hacker has been overtaken by the word cracker. Way back in the days, cracker was basically a designation for like a black hat. That's evolved, and it doesn't mean the same thing today that it did back then. But anyways, hacker is nothing more than somebody who finds a ingenious solution to a problem. That's all hacking is problem solving, plain and simple. So hacking doesn't purely live in the computer security world. You know, you can also hack with, you know, electronics, like, you know, I'm doing with all my electronic stuff. You know, you could like hack with what they did with the model trains, or with, you know, whatever. That's what hacking is. You know, it's not a negative thing. Hacking is a good thing. Hacking is what has helped develop all this awesome technology that we have today. So, but anyways, get off of that. All right, so now we need to mount this file system so we can actually, you know, check it out. But before we do that, I'm going to take a quick break, take a leak, get some water, and yeah, then we're going to mount this file system. And when I come back and we get this file system, hopefully we'll have some stuff to actually start playing with, and we'll get into some juicy stuff and have some fun here. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll be right back, guys. Don't run away. Yeah, pin tester. I like pin tester too. It's more professional. You know what I mean? And I would rather be a good guy than a bad guy. Plain and simple. It's all it comes down to. And you know what? If that's not even good enough for you, if you know that's not motivation enough, you know, good side, bad side, you can make a lot more money being on the good side of computer security than you ever will on the bad side. You know, there's those few people who get lucky. But on the whole, yeah, you'll make a lot more money, be a lot better off in life by being a white hat as opposed to a black hat. So to me, it just, I don't get it, you know, I really don't get it. Our world, our society needs white hat hackers desperately, and they're willing to pay for them. So I don't know. You choose which path you want to go. I can't make that decision for you, but I know which one's easier and got a lot more easy money for it. Easy money in a different sense. Not easy money as in you don't have to work for it by stealing it from people, but in the sense that there are companies that are willing to pay you very well for skills that are rare, you know? The reality is, yes, I did get into some major trouble when I was a teenager a long time ago. It was about 20 years ago, as a hacker. Okay, I gotta stop talking because it's hard for me to talk and do this at the same time. And what happened to my music? Bear with me, guys. Why am I not hearing my music? There we go. Alright, so where is this mounted at? I have no problem with gray hats. I mean, that's also, I mean, the problem with these definitions is everybody kind of has a little bit different view of what one or the other means. Gray hats can either go both ways, but I generally don't have a problem with gray hats, because generally gray hats aren't out to be malicious. I feel like they're more out to profit. So, you know, they might find an O-day, and as opposed to publicly disclosing it in a responsible fashion, they might sell it to a nation state or something, just as a, you know, kind of extreme example. All right, Steve, man, I appreciate you hanging out. Take it easy, brother. As always, man, I appreciate the support. I owe you something, man. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, you know, you're right. Technically, Elliot and Mr. Robot would be considered a black hat hacker. But at the same time, if you're looking at it from a different perspective, you could totally see him as a white hat hacker. You know, who's right and who's wrong? You know, you have to ask yourself, you know, who's on the right side and who's on the wrong side, and then that's going to designate who's the white hat and who's really the black hat. So it's a very interesting perspective, and I really like that show just because they stay true to the reality of hacking. You know, the stuff that they show on the show is you know, realistic. Most of the stuff. There are a few things that are stretched a little bit, but for the most part, you know, it's very, very accurate. And that's one thing everybody likes about it. So let me see what I have going on here, actually. what was the name of this? Let's do. So was it SDB? I think it was SDB. Hold on, I need to look at that. Yeah, the whole legal chaotic neutral, chaotic good old chaos theory. Yeah, legal is a term all of its own, you know. Exactly. Legal and moral are not the same thing, you know. Just because something's legal doesn't mean it's moral. And don't even get me started on that. That's like a lot of these big corporations in our society. You know, a lot of stuff they do is legal, but you got to question the moralities of it. I've got to get me some new music and get it all normalized. The volume's all over the place. All right, I'm getting distracted. So, okay, so we can mount to there. Just copy that. Alright, so we finally got our first flag. It's taken a while too. I've been yapping so freaking much, but finally we got our flag. Alright. So sometimes these flags can be decrypted, and you can do this at a command line, but honestly I freaking forgot, and so I'm just gonna paste here. They don't always, they're not always base 64. That one actually might be like a hash of something, or maybe nothing at all, but sometimes they actually will decode into something. Sometimes they're clues, sometimes they're not. But sweet. You know, I need to add a graphic for my overlay that shows what flag we're on and what capture the flag I'm working on. But, Turkey, awesome, man. That's cool. Vulcan. Yeah, FYI, guys, I constantly miss you guys in the chat room. I apologize. Yeah. Eventually, I'll get something going on. Actually, you know what? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'll just set this over here. Because I actually have a little bit of dead space on my monitor. Because I have a hardcore 21:9 ratio monitor. So, there's a lot of my screen that over here, or some of the screen over here that you guys can't see. So I'm gonna throw that up here, and I shouldn't miss you guys chat messages as much. All right, so cool. We found our first flag. Oh, that's, damn it. So that didn't work. Oh well. So the chat doesn't want to stay on top of VMware. Oh well, that's okay. All right, guys. So that was our first flag. So we've basically hit our first milestone, and we are connected to this remote server via port 3207. So earlier we scanned and we found that these three services: SSH. We found a web server, and then we found this Skuzzy service, 3260. Didn't find much from port 80. Port 22, I haven't really messed with much because generally you don't in these situations. So we focused on that. We learned a little bit about it because I've never messed with that service before. We were finally able to connect to that remote file system. We found our first flag, and then we found this bobdisk.disk file. So I don't know what that is, but based on the name, I'm going to speculate that that's probably a, you know, compressed file of Bob's file structure. So what I want to do is I want to copy that to my system. Because see, right now, even though from your view it looks like I'm on my computer, actually right now in this directory we're actually connected to the remote server. So we're actually we're looking at the file system on another server, not my server that we're connected to. So what we want to do is we want to copy this file from that remote server to my local server, so we can extract it and manipulate it and do what we want to do to it, because right now there's only a limited amount of space on this remote disk. And furthermore, we don't want to do stuff on there because if we start extracting files, somebody may notice that, and that's going to set off alarm bells, and they're going to realize, oh hey, we've been hacked. So let's just copy this to create that folder. Oh, I realized what I was doing. Let's see. Barrett Brown. Which one was he? Was he the who did the leak on that security consulting company for the government? I forget what it was called. That stupid karma. It's actually this box right here that I have open here on VulnHub. So it's just capture the flag. We just found the first flag right here. And not only did we find that flag, but we also found this disk file. So I just copied that, and yeah, gonna see if we can't see what's going on with it. All right, so we've downloaded the remote disk. Let's just bin walk it and see what we got. So if you're not familiar, bin walk is a command line utility that will analyze a file and kind of basically it looks for header information, and it will find that header information and report it back to you. And header information, every file has header information, because you got to think about it. A file, a document is generally some form of structured data, meaning it follows a format. You know, it's predictable in some sort of fashion. Even though the data in it may be variant, it still follows some sort of, you know, organized fashion that can be, you know, reproduced. And the header often stores information about that specific file that it needs in order to process it. So that's what binwalk does. It kind of looks for header and other clues to try to find, you know, information in a file. So for example, if somebody hid a file like using steganography or something inside an image file, you could use binwalk to walk that image file to try to see if there's any sort of hidden files in there. So binwalk is also a tool that you would use for like hacking firmware. So if you were doing firmware hacking, trying to hack some sort of hardware, you could use binwalk to try to reverse engineer the firmware so you can extract it, pull all the files out, figure out how it works, and try to exploit it somehow. So we can see here that we have file system inside this disk file, which, you know, that's not surprising. We pretty much expected that. So now what we need to do is there's multiple in there. There appear to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm liking this VM. This is fun because most VMs don't have you doing this. This is definitely a little bit more elevated type stuff that we're doing here. So what we need to do now is we basically need to mount each of these file systems that are inside this file. And we can see that we have the information about where these file systems are located bitwise or bytewise within inside the file. And that, again, that's going back to the header information, because you got to remember we're looking at multiple sets of data within inside one file. So that information has to be identifiable somehow. So the header is the place of storage where that information is stored. Some of that information that might be stored is the starting byte of the file. For example, where does the file start? You know, you have a file of 10 different files inside of it. Well, where does file 3 start and where does it end? You know, and you use that by these, like these byte counts. So that can help identify, you know, where exactly does the file system start and end. And you're going to need that in order to load that file system, because in order to load it from the file, you have to give it like the starting byte and the ending byte and how big it is, you know, that way it pulls it. Because if you miss bytes, well then it's corrupted. You haven't pulled the complete data structure. Sorry, I hope that didn't get too whatever. Yes, that's what I was thinking of, Ninja Source, the Stratford leak. Yeah, I think he's still in jail. Yeah, I think he's still in jail. I can't remember exactly when he gets out, but yeah, it's been a while. See ya, Ninja Sauce. Appreciate you hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I would appreciate it. All right. All right, sorry about that. Just trying to catch up in the chat. So, let's see if we can easily extract this. I think the flag is M. Yeah, that's the flag. Do I hack games or game servers at all? All right, so long time ago, yeah, I used to do a lot of hacking in Diablo 2. I should give you an idea about how long ago I was doing all this, but I really haven't done any game hacking in quite a long time. That was also something that kind of got me started into hacking in general. Is I was doing a lot of game hacking, a lot of multiplayer type hacking. Because back in the days it was easy. All you had to do was fire up a packet analyzer and just modify your packets that were coming in and out. Done. It was awesome. But things are obviously a bit more complicated these days, and I haven't fooled with any of that in quite a long time. So no, not in a while, but it's certainly doable. I have found in my 20 years of being involved in computer security, things have not changed at all. They have not improved. In fact, they've only gotten worse because there's more stuff out there. The more software that's created, the more security vulnerabilities that there are. So yeah, this stuff is not going away anytime soon. It's only going to get more prevalent. So anyways, I forgot the name of this file. So by using that ME, it will go through the file and it will basically try to extract anything it can find. So how it found all those different file systems, it will try to extract those out. And if it found anything else in there, it'll try to extract it. So basically any sort of header information or any sort of files in there it finds, it's going to try to extract them out and put them to the system. And that's what we want, because we have one big file that we really can't do anything with. It's just one file. But we know inside there is a collection of a whole bunch of other files that comprise up whatever consists of his disk system, so we want to pull that out so we can actually see what's in there and hopefully browse it and get some more information. Like maybe we can find passwords or credentials so we can connect to the SSH server and actually get a shell onto the server. So it could open up a lot of doors. RINS 4000, I think I saw that right. So yeah, just a little brief update. We are working on this capture the flag right here at VulnHub. And you can see the creator has designated it level intermediate, which really doesn't mean anything because everybody has a different perspective of what that is. But it's basically just a hacking capture the flag. So it's a server that you set up and run. If you're not familiar with that, I don't know if you are, so I'm just going to explain it anyways. But it's a system that's been set up with known vulnerabilities that you have to try to find and hack. So it's a way for you to practice your skills. So we just found not too long ago the first flag, and the idea is you have to find different flags inside the system and as you escalate. And we just found the first flag, somewhere's up here. Anyways, and we found a encrypted, not encrypted, but we found a compressed disk system from a user on that remote system. So now we're extracting that to try to see what we can find. Okay, so you see it's created this folder and it's extracted. Oops. Okay, awesome, man. I never know. You get a wide range of viewers. You get people who know absolutely nothing about hacking, and there's people who watch who I know a lot more than me. All right, so we got an encrypted file here. And it looks like an encrypted document, and this looks like an email file. So let's see what we're sending to Alice. Let me make this a little bit bigger so we can read it. I gotta turn the music down. I can't read. So need to. All right, so I'm just gonna read this. I don't know if y'all guys can actually read that clearly. I don't want to read it out loud. My throat's kind of sore. But it's important to read all this because there could be clues that we'll need. See? You know, this is important. Now we know it's, you know. Oh, hey, I just noticed this. Bam. We just found the second flag. Awesome, man. That's sweet. What's up, Arshad? SD, I appreciate the sub, man. Definitely appreciate it. So we are working on a capture the flag right here. So you can go to vulnhub.com and check that out. Sweet. So we just found the second flag, but I'm going to finish reading this email before I get distracted. See, we're getting clues about the algorithm that he's now using to encrypt his data. And this is obviously directly related to this file right here that we found. Because that .enc, that's short for encrypted, that's just an extension it throws on when it's encrypted. And it's a CSV file, which if you're not familiar is a delimited file. So think of spreadsheets. So what we're gaining from this email is some clues about the type of encryption algorithm that was used to encrypt this file. So once we know that, then we can attempt to try to, you know, crack this encrypted file. So, all right, I'm going to continue reading. That's funny. Okay, so, you know, we're learning more. So not only is he using the algorithm, but apparently he's using a dated version of it. So I'm guessing that the algorithm probably improved as time went on, but it sounds like he's not using maybe the most current one, but an older one. I mean, October 2000, that was a long time ago. Can I make a botnet tutorial? Yeah, I could make a botnet tutorial. The question is, will I? And the reality is I probably won't, but I won't make a video about it, but I might make something else about it. And that's all I can say about that. But anyways, let me check out the chat because I often miss you guys talking to me in the chat. So, and don't take it personal if I don't reply to your message or something. I'm often just distracted because this, you know, I'm trying to think about what's going on here, but also at the same time talk to you guys and explain what's going on, which is very abnormal. Normally not doing that. I'm normally just like freaking laser focused on what's going on in front of me, music jamming, and just zoned out on it. So it's a little different doing this. We are doing the Skuzzy right here from VulnHub. Definitely gonna have to add a caption for that. All right, so I'm gonna go back to finish reading this email. It's okay, Veronica, I'm old too. Did I say Veronica? Veronic? I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I said it wrong. All right, so there's another clue, 256-bit. So that's probably the bit encoding that's being used with the algorithm. So, you know, we're learning more. So we're narrowing it down from over here to the type of algorithm being used, the version of the algorithm being used, the bit level of the algorithm being used. So we're really narrowing down to the type of encryption that was used on this file to encrypt it. You know, and once we figure that out, now we know how to attack it, you know. Yeah, Benji, so to bring you up to speed, yeah, we are on the second flag. So basically we finally connect. I don't know where you left off at, but we finally connected to the remote server via the iScuzzy service. We were able to mount that drive to our system. We found our first flag there, and then we found this disk, a disk file, just one big file, a gig file. Inside that disk, we found several file systems. We used binwalk to extract those, and then inside that we found oh, hold on, we're not in the system yet, but we've made some progress. But once we extracted that disk, we then found this email that we're reading right now with this encrypted CSV file. So, and then we found the second flag at the end of the email, but I haven't even got there yet. I'm still reading the email. Okay, this is another clue. So I'm already guaranteed that we can crack this file. So if you notice that I have this text highlighted right here, rock you, and that's a clue because if you're a hacker, you're familiar with the rock you word list password file inside Kali Linux, and I'll show you. I'll show you it right here. I can type, which I can't type. I haven't extracted it. I need to extract it. Crazy. So anyways, this file I'm trying to find that should be here, unless I'm going to the wrong directory. But anyways, is just a big yeah, there it is, rocku.txt. Yeah, you generally don't want to do this, but as you can see, it's just a huge file of passwords, and it's just it's a good password list. It's always my first go-to password list whenever I'm trying to do a dictionary attack, because it is so effective. And not only is it a good password list on its own, you can also add what's called rules onto it, which will take each one of these and create even more variations of it. So it's just really awesome file. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop that. But anyways, so when I saw that email and I saw this text, rock you, well, that immediately tells me that I bet you the password or the key to crack that encrypted file is going to be inside that rock you password file. Now, that's not a guarantee, but it's a darn good deduction if you ask me. See you, Mr. Beta. Sorry if you're already gone. I'm slow on the chat room, guys. Don't take caffeine pills with Red Bull. Yeah. See ya, Eddie. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Jeez, it's already 1:30. Sorry, getting distracted by the chat. All right. So, so we've learned a lot from this email. This email has been hugely helpful. See, and even another client, another tool, blockchain. You know, if you're not familiar with cryptography, you know, blockchains is a you know, a keyword in the cryptography world. So, you know, we've learned a lot about the type of encryption that's happening here. Oh, well, there you go. Awesome. I forgot to... It's always good to keep track of your flags. I know I did a capture the flag before. And I needed those flags for something. Whoa, what happened? Oh, the terminal's freaking out. Oh yeah, terminal's very unhappy. I lost one of my shells there. That's okay. Doing a bleeding edge Google search, maybe. No, we're good. We got what we need. You know, we got the information we need. So let me just let's get back. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong folder. So I just want to kind of help you guys kind of discern. Let's say you didn't know about cryptography. How would you go about trying to figure out what the heck the encryption was used? Well, you know, this is a big clue, but let's just follow through these clues. Where was the first one? So he's using symmetric cryptography. Oops. So let's do a search. Find out, well, what algorithms do we have for symmetric cryptography? I was hoping it'd give us a list. Okay. So here's a list of some common cryptographies, algorithms. What's up, entity? How goes it, man? All right, so we got that. What else did we learn from the email? So it's an old version, different encryption. Oh, something about the name. Yeah, I can't pronounce its original name. I don't even know what the letters in its other name stand for. So let's see if any of those in this list fit that. Well, I know when I read that clue, one encryption algorithm stuck out to me immediately. And that's because it's one I've honestly never known how to, I've heard it before, but I don't remember, to be honest. It's been so long since I've heard it and I never said it. I don't remember how to pronounce it. But this one immediately jumped out to me because it's just kind of a weird pronouncing, at least from the western side of the world, to pronounce. So all the other ones I wouldn't have a problem trying to pronounce. And I am assuming that the person who wrote this, you know, it comes from a Western society. So that's my first candidate, is that the algorithm being used is this one. Alright, so let's go on. And if you have any suspicions about what you think the encryption algorithm is, all ears, by all means. I'd love to hear. Exactly. That's the route I was going. So, you know, the next thing we see is 256-bit Lego, and we also saw 256 in the command line. So exactly. Well, we saw that down there too, right? So, well, we got 256-bit encryption with it. So that seems like a good candidate. And I'm not really looking for anything particular. I'm just looking for information. Anything that just jumps out to me that looks like of interest. Bleeding Edge was an exploit. Must have been when I was out of the scene, because I don't remember that one. It is, if you go to vulnhub.com, it's the first one on the list. I think it's called Skuzzy. I'm tired. I'm sorry, I'm needing to get some attention to something over here. 1 second. Alright, so what did he say about his private key. Anyway, I'm giving check on doesn't look like anything new there. I'm gonna run a more thorough scan just so we have something going on while we're doing other stuff. Where the heck am I? Oh, this part. I like all kinds of music. These days I listen to a lot of EDM. But I like everything from classical to metal, everything in between. I was more of a metal kid. Metal slash raver. I did both. But I was definitely more of the metalhead variety. Goth kind of came a little bit after my teenage years. What the heck is going on with this? What time is it? Damn, it's getting late. So all right. So he's not using a public key. Or a private key to encrypt. We use OpenSSL. Oh man. Oh shit, it's been 3.5 hours. There it is. Appreciate the sub, Ron. Nick. Bronick. Oh, I'm debating on calling it a night. Let's see. Yeah. Luckily, the email is pretty much just clues for the encryption algorithm. What's up, BC Grown? How goes it? Yeah, Jack, that's ultimately what I'm going to do. I'm going to run I'm going to run RockU on the encrypted file. Alright guys, so I'm going to end the stream here soon. But what I want to do is I don't want to start that cracking process until the next time I pick up. Because I want y'all guys to see the whole process. And what I do is whenever I stop in the middle of a VM, I pause it. And sometimes when you have certain applications running and you pause it like that, they can just cause problems. And I just don't like pausing when I'm cracking. So I'm probably going to explore these file systems a little bit more. And then when we come back to the next video, then we'll start the process with cracking. And while that is cracking, we'll continue to look at the file system and everything. So that's what's going to happen with this. So I'm going to explore around on the file system just a little bit more. And then, yep, I will be heading to bed because I got to get up and get to work. Interesting. I'll have to look up the bleeding edge, Jack. Like I said, I'm not that familiar with it. Will I be on tomorrow? It's a good possibility I will. I mean, to be honest, this live stream thing is pretty new to me. It's something I just started doing not that long ago, so I don't really have like a schedule or anything. I'm going to try to get into that. But I'm having a good time with doing these live streams, so I'm going to be doing them pretty regularly. So you subscribe now, so you'll get notifications when I do. And the best place is to get into the Discord chat channel, because sometimes the live streams are just spontaneous. but you'll get a heads up notice in the chat channel because I normally hang out there. So. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so yeah, I think that's where we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a night. Of course, I know some of you guys just joined. So, what I'll do before I wrap up here, yeah, let me give you. Let me post that link to the chat. And this link may eventually expire, so. But yeah, hang out there and you can see me. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do a quick recap on what we have kind of done so far for those people who have just joined, and hopefully I can catch you guys. You guys will come check me out next time and we can pick up where we left off. So tonight we basically were doing a capture the flag, and we were working on this one, Skuzzy, which is the first one on the Vuln Hub website. So the first thing we did was some enumeration, just seeing what the server had open, and we found 3 ports. It had the SSH server. Honestly, we haven't touched that. Most of the time in Capture the Flags, you really don't fool with it that much other than connecting through it and whatnot. We found the web server, and then we found this service running on port 3260, Skuzzy, which I was not familiar with this service before. I didn't know what the heck it did. So I started off poking around with the web server. We found a couple of PHP files, but they were just trolls. It was nothing of really any value. So then we started focusing, or rather I started focusing on the service, learned a little bit more about it, what it did, learned that it was very insecure. And basically it allows you to connect a remote disk drive to another computer. So if you have a server over here, you can connect its hard drive to another computer, you know, like a NAS. But it's an old protocol and it's very insecure. So anyways, we were able to make a connection to the remote server, and from there we found a so this is the mounted server. So these files right here actually are on a remote server. So we mounted that disk and we were able to view this disk from the remote server, and we found this, the first flag file. And then we also found the Bob disk file. So we downloaded that compressed file, put it onto our file system, and then we did a bin walk on it. And bin walk is basically just a binary analysis type tool. And when we did the bin walk on it, we discovered that, hey, there's some file systems inside this file. So this isn't actually a file. I mean, it is a file, but inside this file is actually literally hard drives. So we were able to extract that as soon as this gets finished. Hey, you bet, guys. Thank you. So we were able to extract that, and we looked inside the extracted, and then we found an email and an encrypted document. We read the email, oops, and we found some information about that encrypted document, and then we also found our second flag. So we're on the right track. We're obviously going through the proper steps because we found flag number 1, then found flag number 2. So we're definitely heading down the right track. So, and I'm already confident that we have all the information we need to crack that encrypted file. And I suspect from there we'll probably get flag 3. So whenever we pick up on this next time, we'll be in a good position to have some fun. So that's basically where we are right now. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna start dual streaming to YouTube and Twitch, since Twitch now allows content outside of gaming. So if you are, you know, if you're watching from Twitch right now, I greatly appreciate if you would follow me. If you have not subscribed, now is a good time to go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you get notifications of my new videos. I'm tired and I feel like I'm forgetting something here I wanted to tell you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, I don't know, do the hokey pokey or something. I'd appreciate it. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys. And I want to say a big shout out to Benji for supporting this channel. This dude has donated ridiculous amounts of money to this channel, and dude, I'm so appreciative of that. It's very awesome that you're willing to do that, and it does not go unnoticed or unappreciative. Hey, thanks very much, Entity, for the subscribe. I do appreciate that, man. But yeah, thanks very much, Benji. Thanks very much, Steve. I think he already took off. Thanks, Eddie. You also donated. I think Isaac. That might have been a different day. I don't know if Isaac donated today. But anyways, I appreciate it, guys. And stay tuned. I will most likely be back tomorrow, and we will pick up where we left off, and we will hack some stuff live. And I will see you guys on the other side.